So you're never going to believe this, right? But because I've been writing so much about Brooklyn and Nicola, I've only got them block me on Instagram.
I think that the use of Instagram in this whole story is incredibly interesting. From my understanding, the feud started when Nicola refused to wear one of Victoria Beckham's designs. Nicola wore 3 dresses throughout her wedding day and into the night, and none of them were any of Victoria's designs. A young woman sort of dreams of this day from a really young age, so I think she probably had an idea of what she wanted. It begs the question as to whether Nicola asked Brooklyn to pass that message on, or whether she might have had that exact conversation with Victoria. But once that conversation would have been had, I can only imagine Victoria's feeling towards that must have been quite bitter, for sure.
This wasn't just a fashion choice. It was a shot across the aisle. Victoria Beckham doesn't just design dresses, she designs legacy. So when Nicola, her soon-to-be daughter-in-law, refused to wear any of her pieces at the wedding, the message was clear. Your name isn't part of our future. And for the Beckhams, a family built on brand unity, that was unforgivable. Because when your last name is your brand, personal slights are public PR disasters. This is where the fracture began, not with words, but with fabric.
Brooklyn didn't drop out of family life immediately, but Nicola wouldn't be at family events. So she didn't go to one of Victoria's fashion shows. What this meant was it was pretty obvious that, mother-in-law and daughter-in-law had fallen out. So the Instagram loving came to an end between Nicola and Victoria. But they still managed to keep an element of a relationship with their son.
It didn't start with drama. It started with absence. Nicola stopped attending Beckham events, no appearances at Victoria's runway shows, no cozy family dinners, just polite declines followed by total silence. To outsiders, it looked like busy schedules. But to Victoria, it was a pattern. One that said, I'm not here to be part of this tribe. And while Brooklyn still showed up for a while, it was never quite the same without her. When your partner distances from your family, you're forced to pick a side, and eventually Brooklyn did. Disconnection doesn't always make a sound, but you feel it.
Brooklyn posted a picture to his Instagram story of a bouquet of flowers, I think it was, or some sort of hamper, and the first photo said, "Thank you so much, what a lovely gift to receive." Now, that post was only up for a couple of minutes before he then took it down, he deleted it, and reposted the exact same image with a different caption that then thanked his in-laws, Nicola's mum and dad, for sending it to him. So at the time, that very much felt like a dig to his family for probably not sending anything.
This was the first move that felt undeniably calculated. Brooklyn posted a sweet thank you for an anniversary gift, something harmless, until he deleted it and reposted it with a different caption. A specific shout out to Nicola's parents. No mention of his own family, and no ambiguity about who didn't send anything. In the world of the Beckhams, where captions are curated and every post is a press release, this was a digital dagger. It wasn't just a thank you, it was a deliberate omission, a line in the sand. He didn't forget them, he excluded them.
Victoria Beckham's 51st birthday, and Brooklyn again fails to post anything, any recognition of his mum's birthday. I remember saying to Katie at the time that he's got to post something, it's his mum's birthday. I think once again, Brooklyn very much knew what he was doing in getting that message across, that something has happened here, I'm not happy, and I'm not going to publicly say happy birthday to my mum.
For most people, forgetting your mom's birthday is awkward. For a Beckham, it's front page news. Victoria turned 51 and Brooklyn said nothing. Not online, not publicly, not even a basic happy birthday story slide. And for a family who documents every coffee, concert, and clothing line on Instagram, that kind of silence is loud. This isn't just forgetting to call, this is choosing not to show up, digitally or emotionally. And fans noticed. Comment sections lit up. Speculation exploded. In a family where birthdays are brand moments, Brooklyn's silence wasn't just absence, it was defiance. The loudest message is sometimes saying nothing at all.
We're now starting to think about David's biggest birthday ever, really, which is on May 2nd, which is his 50th birthday. And we knew that there was going to be sort of week-long celebrations here across Europe, really. There's going to be multiple opportunities that Brooklyn could join and come along. But we started to ask questions as to what those events are going to be, and is Brooklyn going to show up?
We're heading towards the big milestone birthday week, and everyone's really excited, and it's going to be so fabulous. Brooklyn and Nicola fly from Los Angeles to London, and David and Victoria know they've landed in London. So they were ever so surprised not to see them at the big family party in the Cotswolds, which was on April the 30th, so 2 days before David's birthday. Given the fact that they were in the UK, staying in London, yet didn't go to this party, was obviously very upsetting for David and Victoria. On that occasion, they thought, okay, they haven't come to this one, maybe they'll come to the next one. On David's actual birthday, May the 2nd, it was a private jet from London to Bordeaux, where they went to a vineyard and tasted David's favourite Petrus wine. It was a private jet back to Paris for dinner at L'Ami Louis, which is one of David's favourite restaurants. They didn't go to that either. And so David was heartbroken. I think they really thought he would go to that one. He told them he would. And so at that point, Victoria became furious. David became upset. I think Victoria was furious that David was upset, and she was furious with her own son.
So this is where it's been David's 50th birthday, his actual birthday. Then the family ended up coming back and continuing the celebrations at which is David's favourite restaurant in Notting Hill. We know that they were invited to all of the celebrations. Sources have told us that Brooklyn was very much invited.
So of course they're really upset. The other siblings, Romeo and Cruz, are done. David and Victoria are completely done with Nicola.
Imagine flying across the world to the same city as your family and still skipping your dad's 50th birthday. Brooklyn and Nicola landed in London not weeks before, not months out, but days before David Beckham's milestone celebration. Every family member showed up. The private jet, the French vineyard, the Michelin dinner in Paris. Brooklyn, nowhere. They weren't just missing, they were avoiding. And for David, the quiet leader of the family, that wasn't just a no-show, it was abandonment. Victoria was furious. The siblings were done. And behind closed doors, the phrase, "We're finished with Nicola," was reportedly said out loud. Not showing up showed everything.
The following day, David releases a series of pictures of this boys' fishing trip to the Scottish Highlands. And there are loads of pictures of them on fishing boat. This break took place 2 days before the big family party. So Brooklyn was in the country, Brooklyn could have gone. Brooklyn was invited 6 months before, as David told her on Instagram. So there was a clear intention there for David to tell the world that his son didn't want to be there. And he posted saying, "Miss you at Brooklyn Beckham." Didn't want to be.
David Beckham doesn't do messy. He doesn't clap back, subtweet, or throw shade. So when he posted smiling pictures with his sons on a fishing trip and wrote, "Miss you, Brooklyn Beckham," that was seismic, because this wasn't a cryptic lyric or a vague quote. This was a direct tag, a digital spotlight, and context matters. That trip happened just 2 days before the birthday bash Brooklyn skipped, meaning he was in the country. He had time, he had the invitation, he just didn't come. So David told the world what Brooklyn wouldn't. "My son didn't show up, and it hurts." That caption was heartbreak in disguise.
What we've got here now is Harry and Meghan entering the narrative, which is really quite interesting. And what you've got here is similarities between Brooklyn and Harry. So both Nepo babies, as people like to call it. They've both married American women, older American women. Both of those women are 4 years older than the boys. They've then moved to America, and with that move and with that marriage, they've then become a bit extradited from their family, really. Combining both Harry and Meghan, Brooklyn and Nicola, you've got this absolute massive bomb of speculation that's going on. From both sides, you've got the royal family fans, you've got the showbiz fans and the Beckham fans completely coming together.
I spoke to a friend of the Beckhams about this, and I said to them, "It's all a bit Meghan, isn't it?" And they said, "You said it." And I think it's certainly something that they are thinking. And there's a lot of similarities here. And it does feel a little bit, let's blame the woman for this. It's always the woman's fault. And I think on this occasion, with Brooklyn, I think it's probably is the case.
It started as a family feud. Now it's a pattern. Brooklyn Beckham and Prince Harry, two privileged sons of global dynasties. Both married American women, both left their family's public brand behind, and both faced backlash not for leaving, but who they left with. The Peltz-Beckham relationship has drawn inevitable comparisons to Meghan and Harry. Same age gaps, same cross-continental moves, same whispers of control. And while blaming the woman is an age-old narrative, even insiders say it. This feels like Meghan all over again. Whether that's fair or not doesn't change how the Beckhams feel. Betrayed, cut off, and replaced. History doesn't repeat, but it does rhyme.
A wedding snubbed a dress, a caption deleted a relationship, and a birthday shattered the illusion. This isn't just a family falling apart, it's a family rebranded. One side unwilling to pretend, the other side unable to forgive. Brooklyn Beckham didn't make one big choice. He made 100 small ones, each time picking Nicola over the people who raised him. And the scariest part? If there's a baby one day, will the Beckhams ever get to meet their grandchild? This isn't a fight, it's a fracture.